Hey everybody, this is Otto, and I'm going to give you a little bit more of an in-depth tour of the Boardroom web. I'm going to show you all the various new features and tools within the site. So first thing I'm going to do is jump over into my sample meeting space area, and I'm going to click on action items because that's going to be the first area we'll show. This is a brand new feature for the Boardroom web. Pretty cool feature. I hope that you guys like it. We'd appreciate any feedback you may have. So what I'm going to do now is create a new action item list, and we're just going to call this sample list. There we go. And for now, we're not going to relate this list to a meeting, so I'll just go ahead and click Save. Now I'm going to click on the list name, and we're going to jump in there. So the idea here is that maybe during one of your meetings, there might be action items that are coming up, and someone will be using the Boardroom web throughout your meeting. And what they're going to be able to do is capture those action items and maybe record them as your meeting's happening. So it could be maybe you're talking about different technology. So you might say, please review technology XYZ. What's nice is if you wanted to assign that task to a specific person, you can go ahead and choose that person. And then if you need it done by a certain date, you can actually go ahead and select the date in the system. So we'll say we need this technology reviewed by the 16th of next month. So I'll add that action item. And we'll say another action item. This time we're not going to have it assigned to anyone. Anyone that has access to this meeting list or meeting space can come into this list and complete this item, and we're not going to assign a due date. And if you notice, they're going to sort in different ways here. That's just so that you can see which ones don't have a date assigned and which ones do. And then if you want, you can also filter and say, I only want to see the ones that are assigned to myself, or I can see if there's any assigned to a different person, a specific person. So I'm going to go back and just show everyone's. And then if you come in here later on and you say, oh, I needed to add a little bit more detail to an item, we can go ahead and click Edit. And then we can make a note, please add more details. And we'll edit that action item. Anytime you're done with an action item, you can go ahead and check the box next to it, and it will move it off the list into a completed list here, and it will show the date that it was completed. That's kind of real quickly the action items area. I hope that you like it. Again, if you have any feedback, please let us know. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar area now. As you can see, this is a real empty Boardroom web meeting space, so there's really nothing to show in the calendar area. But let's go ahead and create our first event. We'll say that on the 29th, we're going to have a retreat. And so it's going to last for more than one day. So it'll be the 29th and 30th. So it'll be an all-day event. And I'll go ahead and click Save and Close. Now you can see that we've got those events bolded on the calendar. So let's go ahead and select the entire month. And now you can see that the calendar item shows up on our Boardroom web. We can drill into that actual event by clicking on the title. We can see who posted it, what the details are. Then if you wanted to export this calendar in iCal format, you can go ahead and click Add to Calendar, and it will download the information so that you can import it into your system. Let's go ahead and scroll forward just one more month, and you'll notice that the action item that we posted in the previous example shows up on the Boardroom web here. All those items that you create in other areas like the meetings area and action items area, if they're date centric, if you're assigning a date to it, it's going to flow over to the calendar area. However, if you don't want to see those things, you can go ahead and uncheck them, and that will remove them from the calendar area here. Okay, let's jump over to the files area for Boardroom web now. A couple things I want to do here. I want to create a folder for a policy and then a folder for a form that I've created. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Create forms and then policy. So I'll jump into the Forms folder, and I'll click Add File, and we'll find the form that I want to upload. I'll go ahead and upload that. It's a Microsoft Excel document. So we'll click back to the start of the site here, or the start of the files area. We'll click Policy. Now let's add our policy document. Now after you've uploaded a document, you can go ahead and rename it, and also move the file to a different folder or delete it. So what I want to do here is I'm just going to rename this file to be something a little bit more friendly for the people using Boardroom Web. Additionally, if this policy needs some special keywords or descriptions that will help people search for the document, you can add them into the file description area, and they'll turn up on the search results. May make the document turn up a little higher in the search results. So I'll go ahead and click Save. You can see that it's been updated now. And there we go. If I wanted to move the file to the Start folder, which is the root of the files area, I'll go ahead and click Start and say Move File. And I'll go ahead and show you that it's been moved. There you go. We have a lot of the same properties for folders as we do for files. So again, I'll click on Forms. If I wanted to rename Forms, I could go ahead and rename it to something else by clicking in the box and saving it. And additionally, if I wanted to move the Forms folder underneath the Policy folder, I could go ahead and click Policy and then Move Folder, and that will move this folder and all of the files that are in it underneath the Policy folder. Likewise, if I wanted to delete it, I would click Yes, I understand, I want to delete, and then Delete Folder. Now, again, my user is a administrator for this meeting space, and I also have full control to all of the areas, which means I probably see a lot more than some of your accounts may see. If you need access to some of these tools, like the ability to upload a file or edit files, you'll have to talk to your meeting space administrator and ask them to assign your account the proper permissions. So that's the files area in a nutshell.